In 1981, I took pictures of the Bargate and the ruins of Holyrood Church in Southampton. I've come back in 2023 to see what has changed. As well as the changes, I will also look at some of the history and context. It's quite fascinating. I hope you enjoy. Please stay to the end for all the detail. Please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching Eclectic Experience, change seen through images. This is Southampton, in the south of England, and the Bargate is located here in the centre of the city. This is the Medieval Bargate in 1981, and this is it in 2023 from roughly the same angle. The Bargate is pretty much unchanged, but everything around it has. The Bargate was part of Southampton's defences, first built around 1180. This was in the reign of Henry II, who was the father of Richard I and his brother John of Robin Hood fame. The Bargate was the main gate in and out of the town and formed part of the city walls. As we can see here, quite a lot of those walls still remain. This is a screenshot from Historic England showing the Bargate here, where it can clearly be seen as part of the walls. It also shows just how many listed buildings there are in Southampton, making it a very interesting place to visit. The Bargate has survived for so long because new purposes were found for it over the centuries, as it was adapted, repaired, repurposed and modified. Amongst other things, it has been a court, guildhall, prison, and is now a temporary exhibition space for Southampton Solent University. Going back to the 1981 picture, the view here is actually of the back or town side of the gate. If we move round to 2023, we can see the grander outer facing wall the visitors to the town faced. What is really fascinating is that whilst the Bargate has remained pretty much unchanged, there has been significant changes that have gone all around it since 1981 and also for the hundreds of years before. Let's start with the road. In 1981 it ran round the building, though up until the 1930s the road had actually been through the gate. Obviously this was a major issue given how small the gate was. It was designed for horse and cart. The gate was actually only saved by knocking holes in the wall on either side of it to allow traffic to pass. In 1981 it looks like the gate was an island. In 2023 the layout is quite different. The gate is no longer an island, with it completely pedestrianised on one side. It is not just the road layout that has changed. The street lights are different, as are the bins. There used to be parking meters, but these have now gone, and even the road surface is different. Also, the motor vehicles commonly seen are quite different. If I'm not mistaken, that's a Ford Escort. Looking at the buildings, in the distance, just past the Bargate, was the Co-op. If we come back to 2023, the building looks about the same height, but the front has been refurbished or replaced, and it's now occupied by Poundland. Looking at the 1981 photo, the end unit on the right looks like it was Burton's Menswear, then one of the major male clothes retailers in the country. Burton no longer exists on the high street after its parent company went into administration in 2020, and neither does this building. In 2023 it is being rebuilt. We now move on to the old building societies. All these buildings remain, but they now have new occupiers. So who remembers these names? Abbey National Building Society, I think the Burnley Building Society, and the Britannia Building Society. All now gone. Abbey National was taken over by Santander in 2004, and the brand then disappeared. Britannia Building Society merged with the Co-op Bank in 2009. I remember both of these building societies, but did not remember the Burnley one. I think that's because it disappeared very soon after this picture was taken. On researching it, it was actually taken over by the National and Provincial Building Society. That in turn was taken over by Abbey National, That in turn was taken over by Santander. It's funny looking back at how these three competing businesses, the building societies, were all next door to each other. Also, the shop fronts and signage fonts are quite different to what we would see now if we look at the new occupiers of the buildings. The building now occupied by the Golden Touch is actually a Grade 2 listed building, first listed in October 1981, shortly after this picture was taken in August. The other pictures I took in 1981 were of the Holyrood ruined church. It is here on the Historic England map, but can also be seen here on a 1600 map, along with the Bargate. The church was built around 1320. That is around the time of Edward II, but was badly damaged during the World War II bombing, and that's why we see a ruin today. But unlike a lot of other ruins, it has been preserved. It is a Grade 2 star listed building and is now a dedicated memorial to the members of the Merchant Navy. There are several memorials inside it, including this fountain for the Titanic. If we're looking for differences, the main difference, as well as the surrounding area, looks like a roof was added here. Also, there's another classic car that was parked in front of the building in 1981, a Ford Capri. The vegetation is now quite different. In 1981, the back of the ruin had a lot of ivy, and the front had planting, which has now been removed. There is also a large tree now that wasn't there before, and the fence has been changed. In summary, the building looks like it has had a lot more attention and restoration. To this point, I am assuming this image of two men has been restored, as I'm fairly sure I would have noticed this back in 1981. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I'll be making more similar videos, so please subscribe, like and click the alerts bell for new releases. Thank you for watching Eclectic Experience, change seen through images.